Alright, y'all, this is a old Lenovo IdeaStation. Machine type 90FB, and what we're going to do is we're going to go through it and do a little upgrading, but we're not going to change the motherboard. Okay, we ran into a problem with the motherboard besides the fact that physically doesn't fit. Come back here. Okay, it physically won't fit. And the board has, let's say, other issues as well. It is a functional board. Another one that one will stay in-house too. A couple more around here that'll stay in-house, but that one in particular had a really interesting issue. Anyway, so I ran into another problem when I was laying out parts for this one. They do make shorty power supplies, but I do not have any. And that power supply has a little bump past it in the case that I could flatten out and probably squeeze a power supply up against that DVD drive. I don't know, but I'm not willing. And just so you can see the issue here, it goes way past that little stoppy, and then you don't have room for your cables, etc., ad nauseum. So the i5's already been changed to an i7. If you do not know how to change a chip, I do have other videos up. There's a million other people that are far less redneck than me that also have other people videos up on how to change a CPU, and it doesn't have to be machine specific. Pretty much anything Intel for the past 20 years has used the same CPU socket and fan type, unless you buy that gamer crap to add on to them. And AMD's the same way. They use their own same, they just got that little crossover clamp on theirs, and or 2 screws instead of 4. And some of the Intels have little clips on their fans. It just depends on what you get. And alright, Wi-Fi card was fine because I'm not really a fan of the machine. This machine I had gotten, the kid from Venice Nissan had it, and I was working on his motorcycle, and he said, "Man, you know what, I got some computers you can give away to your vets and whoever, and this one goes to whoever. This one I'm going to be giving away to anyone that wants it. And it'll have Chrome OS or Android or probably, knowing me, OpenSuse Linux. So I'm going to need a boot drive. And this one is a 3 terabyte SATA. I'm using it for storage. And in order to make it load fast, we're going to put this 120 gig SSD. Like I said, I'm giving this machine away to anyone, so, it is an interesting machine, and this one I'm going to have to put a, I've got a little plastic clicky I'll put in there later. For the time being, oh yeah, these adapters, you can get them from Dell and HP servers. Yeah, pretty sure you can get them from IBM servers. The other drive tray adapters there, but it wouldn't fit in there. So we're going this way. Yeah. That one needs to be up. This one needs to be over. Yeah. Okay. So we'll just go on ahead and give it power. Let's do it this way, because I like keeping my cables lined up and neat. Okay. And, oops, wrong way. Okay, just leave that there for now, bolt it in later. I have a pack of screws here, and I have some of them push-in plastic things I'd rather put in there. Now, an issue with these, because of the power supply and the fact that I can't put a real power supply in there, I couldn't go with a bigger video card. And I've only put in 32 gigs of RAM. Actually, I think that's 16. I think I put the two 16s in that one down there, and that one will go to a vet. In fact, it's already spoken for. But the onboard video in this thing ain't that great. So I did find a low power video card. It's got a 250 watt power supply. I'm at 127 total draw here, load. And this card draws 90 when it's under full load. So that puts me really close to the threshold of this 250 watt power supply. But it is Dell. Move the camera over here so you can see. To get into the back of these little puppies, flip that sucker open, pop that puppy in there, and this is a M Mary 2000. Okay, so, and yes, she is in there. And then we come over here. And we see that we were a little bit out of line, so we have to line it up, but I'm going to set the camera down because I'm barely standing today. Alright. There we go. Now she's not out of line. Okay. So now that she's lined up, and I'm sure that she's on the little study thing, boom. And I come down here. I'll need the onboard for just a sec. Actually, I think this one will automatically shut off the onboard, I hope. There you go. That's just a quickie. You know, people that I guess have not done this, they think that this is something hard to do. This is a Radeon R9 280. Actually, you know what? There's a GTX 745 there that worked pretty good too. But that M2000, it doesn't like Mac OS. And the Maxwell family of NVIDIA doesn't like most of the other stuff that I have. So, yeah, it's a good card to throw in there. She's got 4 DisplayPort out. And this one should be ready for an operating system. Let's see. We're just going to bring it up to BIOS because I know it won't boot off this drive without a USB in there to load the bootloader because that drive has Mac OS on it. And I did play with this. These Idea Centers, they have a really neat Dolby chip on the board. But unfortunately, yeah, you're not going to get all your channels up mixed out of that crap. You might, but I was too lazy to try. And another issue, oh yeah, you got to have your SATA cables. I know that the one that was laying out was drive 0. We'll pop that puppy up there. Like I say, I've got plastic pushy things. I just don't have them out right now. And okay, so we're gonna need a SATA cable for that, ain't we? Just so happens I have some of those. Quite this long, but I guess it's what we're going to do. Insignia. And this is from my parts guy. I've got lucky here recently, and I have a parts guy that has a surplus of cheap stuff that they can't sell because Yeah, it's a little bit outdated, and hey man, that's easier on the wallet, so I like it. I think I said in a video the other day, I'm doing this just to help people. I'm not my way of making up for a really messed up life. Not really messed up, but you know. And they do make ITX boards. In fact, I have the adapter out here because I was ready to put this sucker together with an ITX board. Probably shouldn't do that. I should probably find a different cable, but we're going to go with that because, like I said, I'm giving it away for free. And I could tuck that in with zip ties in a minute. Actually, I just want to have little flat clips. Like it'd be nice so it doesn't stay kinked in there, and run it up like that. I do like to do quality work. So let's see, power supply wouldn't fit. We covered the fact that the motherboard wouldn't fit. So that one right there, that one will remain in-house. It has other issues. But, and yeah, I pulled the chips back off those boards I was testing yesterday, and I'm going to migrate them to other boards. See a whole lot else to do. Let's, I believe I've got HDMI 2 plugged in. Let's find out. Where did I put the remotes for them things? There's the remote. The other remote. Alright. Power. Get that to be on HDMI 2, we'll find out. Okay, so we're going to need a extension cord. I have a little piggy here somewhere. That. This out of the way. Screws there. Okay, so there's the promised adapter I would show you. They do make a ATX to ITX adapter for those of you who don't have power supplies that can handle both. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where did my power go? There we go. Somewhere laying here, I swear I had that little mini extension cord out. There it is. Now what I use for a bench is this guy. It's just an extension cord that goes on regular computer power supplies. Literally. Isn't that sweet? Yeah, what I did here is I pulled it out of the back of my server because he's down for a minute. I'm playing with other things right now. By the way, these guys are clean as a whistle, slicker than owl shit. I love them. I even like the AMD version of them. And we're going to figure out a way to repurpose these into human being computers. Because everything I'm doing mining wise is going this way. But kick the power here. Yep, definitely lit up. And it's on HDMI 3. Okay, so it already shut off the video card on its own. And I need one of them little adapter thingies. Shut off the onboard video on its own, I'm sorry. So, temporarily, I'll give them a good one. This is just enough to light this up and see what I got going here. Okay, so apparently I was wrong about what that drive had on it, or the big one's got Windows on it, because I haven't gone in and set anything. I don't have a keyboard or mouse hooked up. But at least we know it works, and we know that everything's good, and we'll get to the rest later. But you need to go into your BIOS, make sure your onboard is shut off. And one of the things that I like to do before I send out one where I've added a video card, because the average civilian is pretty much a fucking retard, I will plug those, the onboard HDMI port, and if I don't have caps, I'll just put a piece of tape over that so they know to go there. Anyway, that's how you upgrade old Lenovo IdeaStation. Well, at least quickly and cheaply. So we will holler at y'all later. I hope it helped someone, and I hope it was simple enough for the average person to understand, because that's the objective here. I'm not trying to dazzle you with brilliance. I'm trying to give you the down and dirty. Hey, look, this is how you do it. You pick your shit, you put your shit in, boom, boom. And yeah, my taste in cards or whatever may be a little bit strange, but these are scraps I'm giving away from things that I do. Anyway, we'll holler at y'all later. Alright, y'all, what we're going to do now is install probably OpenSuse Linux. Let's see what I got in my pocket today. I bet you that's OpenSuse Linux. Let's put this sucker in and boot for me. In case you're wondering why I do not send out any of these machines that I give away for free, literally within minutes they've been on the internet, your UEFI partition on your SanDisk number 1. And we want to go for installation. We're installing OpenSuse Elite 15.5. And actually doesn't take very long on this. Serviced right at your home. God. There we go. Testing my horn sounds, just kind of listening today, a little bit of electronica. Normally I'm into metal, jazz, a lot of this newer, I don't know, I guess hick hop. I don't know. Okay, so I need a mouse that is correct for that machine, which would be this one. Yep, I agree. I'm not configuring shit. I have Ethernet wire hooked up, but I don't want to put it on my Wi-Fi, my personal yet. Continue. I don't care about the unsupported file system. Desktop with KDE Plasma, that's my favorite. If you want it to look like a Mac, you pick Genome. If you want it to look like Windows, you pick KDE, and you get fewer phone calls from the Windows people that are just switching to Linux. Okay, on this one I go guided setup, and I want to pick the small one. I want to leave the big one alone. I will format that in Partitioner later. The small one is the SSD, and I want to remove any partitions on there. All of them. I don't need LVM. Everything's good there. Boom, come on. Yeah, I think we're in Eastern time. Eastern New York. And we'll just pick, OpenSuse admin. And password wise, alright. Gonna give them a little 4-digit number. They can change it later, you know. And I go next. Yes, use this password because I don't give a shit. They're gonna have to change it, and I don't want to know anybody else's passwords other than my temporary setup ones.
And that saves you up to 10% on your USA.
Okay.
Get a quote today.
So I'm going to pick out of my packages. I need to go. Fuck.
You could skip this, but don't skip the
All right.
the job.
So, a little secret here. I'm not going to see where I had it. I need to click details here, where it's not going to let me do a whole lot. So I click details. Now I go up to, I want graphics. And I'm just going to go multimedia, all in this list. Install. Office, all in this list. Install. Graphics and games, I'm going to do the same. All in this list. Install. Games. Right click. All in this list. Install. With a left click. Okay, looks like I have everything for yes. Looks like all the software management stack is there. Good deal. Okay, so we're just going to hit accept. And this just puts in a very basic group of packages. And I'm good with that. And we're good. Secure boot enabled. Update NVRAM enabled. I don't really give a crap. So let's go. And those two are actually right, because this one's not using MBR, it's using UEFI. Early UEFI, but still UEFI. If I remember right, this drive had a problem with a hidden partition inside the EFI partition. That or this one was really in a Mac. I think this is my Mac Slam drive. Look, that other one's laying over here. Yeah, the other one's laying over here. So this one is the one that has, actually those two got attacked, but this one had a really interesting hidden EFI, or hidden folder inside the EFI folder after it got attacked. But I know how to fix that. Anyway, that's that guy. The only thing left to do really on this one, would be to button it up, which it's a Lenovo. I'm going to show you how hard it is to get a case apart and together on a Lenovo. I'm sorry. I loved IBM. I'm not too fond of Lenovo. Give me an old-fashioned ThinkStation any day. I miss my D30, I miss my D10, both. Okay, she's already up on there and in there. So all I need is that little back screw.
First video, you should start with the music. Go to artlist.io and get high-quality music. For example, let's make it intense. Feeling sexy?
There you go. It's buttoned up, and in a little while it'll be ready to go.
Close the door before you start shooting. Get unlimited downloads, a license that fits all your creative needs.
For those of you who are wondering how the audio project is coming along, it's coming along very well. I have the three-dimensional sound down to where I'm only using 20% CPU resources. I've cleaned up my algorithms substantially and gotten rid of a lot of unnecessary variables. I still don't have it to where the guy with the average little quad core anything is going to be able to run it. I'm running a pair of 28 cores, or no, 22 core Xeons in there right now. E5 2699 V4. I think there's only 20 core. Venice, Florida. My number's right here on the fucking channel. Don't ask me to ship this stuff. I barely walk. I'm not driving out to UPS. I'm not driving anywhere because I pass out from pain. But you want to come by the house, you know, pick it up, there it is. Anyone can have that one. That's machines coming up next. Several. That guy's going to go away. He's actually going to go away from audio editing station because I have one vet guy that actually plays, and I've got some really nice accessories for him. So a double bonus with him. He's a vet and he's a musician, right? Let's see. Everybody else is pretty much stock shape. Well, I mean, all the speakers have been upgraded or at least reconed and coiled, with very few exceptions. The two USO cabinets, obviously, I can't do that. They have to remain as close to stock as possible, and I really need to find some metal corners and get rid of them rubber corners that somebody put on over the years. But finding the actual nickel corners that go on them is really hard. You can find the chrome ones or the stainless ones all day long. You can't find the polished nickel. And the Ramsdells, I'm going to find some kind of a coating before they get damaged too much more. They've got a bit of history to them, and they're worth saving. Yeah, it's only at 48%. Still got 3.5 gigs to go, so it's going pretty quick. I'm going to stop this one and I'll bring it back with a post-install tweak in a minute because I got to go in and take a whiz and grab me a cup of coffee. But I'm not a fan of Windows. I like to do things securely, and Windows has not met that criteria since it sat on top of DOS before the internet. As the internet came around, and TCP/IP stack came around, shit started getting shady with Windows. I mean, there's a lot of people that say that Bill Gates used to write the viruses and then sell them the antivirus. And I think there may well be some truth to that from about the Windows 95 through 98 era. I think the rest of it's just they've got a small development team and they can't patch the holes as fast as script kiddies can find them. And some of it, I mean, they may be doing like Apple. Apple's got those 7 intentional holes. Maybe Microchip does the same thing. I know with Linux I've only got 2 holes to worry about, and I can block those all the way to hell in my firewall. I'm not doing anything nefarious, but, I just figure if they're going to break into my shit looking around, I'm going to make them work for it. And that'll be done in a few minutes. It's only got a couple hundred megs to go, but that machine is completely done. It's ready to go out the door, be given away. Linux already on it. I'm going to try and do a couple with Android the next few days for you. Anyway, there you go. Next up, that Z600 will be going to pretty much anyone that wants it too. Again, nice machine, just kind of in the way at the moment. And I've got machines coming in that I gotta still cleaning up mess from the old lady freaking out the other day, and still doing quite a few other things here. Retry. There's down to 70 something megs left. Oh yeah, I forgot to go into the miscellaneous proprietary software, but the only thing that you really need out of there on this machine, you wouldn't even need the Intel firmware, because the card in this one's already, the little Wi-Fi card in this one's already been updated. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in this machine that hasn't been up. The BIOS was updated from Windows. I got a little flash drive with Gandalf's WinPE on it. I keep around just for flashing BIOSes and stuff like that. I can do it from Linux, but if they give you a quick ready-made utility, fuck it, put off a USB stick and do it that way. And it's actually installing them. So, anyway, I guess we will holler at y'all later. And there you go. You have a working machine, whatever there. That's quickie go through. And I think it took me, what, an hour to do that whole machine, all the way to operating system installed, sitting here tweaking it, getting it ready to where it's convenient for the next guy, whoever gets it. Yeah, 92, 98, 100%. And now it'll actually install them. And boom. Just hit enter for finish. And there you go. Restart the machine. It's good to go. We will holler at y'all later. Alright, y'all, I am back as promised here. And I'll show you the quickie post-install tweaks here. Kill that. And my little menu. That looks like it defaulted me into Genome. Love it. Okay. So, settings. Network, Bluetooth sharing, online accounts, users, thank you. Admin, unlock, and what? I know that's the right password. Oh, maybe I hit another button by accident. Okay, so it let me in. And nope. So what I'm going to have to do is go over up here. I hate genome. And I need to go restart. I'm sorry, I hate genome. I love KDE. I know how to use it. I'm not interested in learning genome. If I want to fire up a Mac, I've got plenty of them. I will turn one on. I'm not interrupting normal startup. Blah blah blah. Comes up OpenSuse 15.5. I think what I'm going to have to do is actually log out and then log back in and pick my session there, because what's happening is it's trying to pick Wayland and I don't have my NVIDIA video card drivers in yet. So I'm going to go log out, I see admin. There, they changed it. It's up here. No. There we go. Let's go with admin again. And go with 6260. There's the settings down there. They moved them, see? And we want Plasma X11 because it defaulted to genome because it couldn't take Plasma Wayland. And we'll just hit enter now. And yeah, that looks much more righter. And yes, I know it's pronounced gnome, but all the damn kiddies pronounce it genome, so fuck it, you know, I'll go along with it, hell. That and I'm half a stoner anyway, so I think it's funny. It's like, you know, that Gary Gnu. We all knew it was a new, but... Alright, so that's good, that's good. We'll leave the OpenSuse thing up there. I just leave the check mark in, but normally I would take that out for myself or someone I knew that was already on Linux. So we're going to go over here to the application launcher, and we're going to go to settings, and we're going to go to YAST. We're going to tell it to remember the password so it doesn't annoy us. Boom, 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 boom. And yes, my temporary password for everything is always one of two different numbers. So first we go to software repositories. And then we go to add. And we go to abort because we don't have any Wi-Fi hooked up. So I really don't want this on my Wi-Fi. I'll put it on the one with the PlayStation. How's that? What was the password for that shit? Okay, I finally got it right. Fucking so many passwords. Okay, so now we go to software repositories. Give it a second to package kit's still trying to find updates. Yes, tell package kit to quit again. Alright, now I go add. I go community repositories. Go next. Okay, I want to add Pac-Man because that's where all your good stuff's at, all your games and stuff. I don't really want to add NVIDIA. We're going to leave the stock SUSE NVIDIA drivers in there for no reason other than I like them better. And if somebody wants the full set in there, they can put them in later. And these are just adding the repositories to where you could put them in. And yes, I want to trust these keys because they are from OpenSuse. And the libDVD CSS, that's so you can watch your DVDs and Blu-rays. That's your 3 lines of code. It decrypts that. And I just go, okay, so now those are added. Now I go up here to software management. Okay, so it already knows there's a NVIDIA driver in there. And they'll update the NVIDIA repo definitions, but before I bother with any of that, I need to go for oh man, I need to sit my ass down is what I need to do. libDVD CSS. I need to make sure it's there, and before I do that I'm going to turn off the devel and debug info. I'm going to allow vendor change, and I'm going to pick that. Okay. And I want VLC to come from Pac-Man. Boom, VLC codecs, VLC jack, right click, part on it, give me everything. And do not install VLC beta. Okay. And I want the Pac-Man RPM key because I don't know if it still does, but it used to bring in a few extra packages that were basically needed. And once it's in, it seems like it likes to upgrade you over to the Pac-Man repo for about half your programs. So I'm going to hit accept. Oh yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, Fuse. Yeah, all in this list, install. 301 BP. So 3.1 is the one that I want. 3.1 because it's the newer. I hit OK. And now Fuse is so that you can read your file systems of other operating systems. And by default, I think the one for NTFS is installed. I don't know. There's always a bunch of automatic changes. I think by default the NTFS is automatically installed. I'm not certain. It used to. I don't know if it has been or not. I know that exFAT and FAT are installed, and BTRFS and ext4 and shit. But this will basically, by just picking everything on Fuse like that, You can make it on any machine, Mac, other Linux distros, other file system. It supports more file systems than I've ever seen on a Windows box, and I've seen some guys that know how to integrate file systems into microchip products.